Minneapolis for the internship in addiction psychiatry. I'm just really excited about this. Just getting the opportunity to see what are things like for people who suffer from addiction. And psychiatry is a field that I'm really interested in. Within the field of medicine. So it's gonna be intriguing. Just being able to sit with patients, sit with the physicians that are there, just learn about the whole process of what it's like to even diagnose and be in those sessions. Man, I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to it. And they really put us on. They paid for us to fly out there and the hotel. So yeah, shout out to Betty Hazelden and the SIMS program for holding us down like that. It's been a fortunate circumstance to be in, and yeah, I'm really blessed. Even though it's only a week, and then we start second year med school next Monday, but it's cool. And this process of becoming a physician is so lovely right now. I'm about to be in them books soon, so board's coming in a couple of months, so I got to enjoy it and see what fields are out there and explore my options. So I just met a student that did the SMDP program with, and at NJMS, New Jersey Med School, which is so dope. I haven't seen her in like 7 years. So just to run across her at a random spot in Minneapolis or whatever, Minnesota, it's dope. Her husband was officiating a wedding, so it's really cool to see her. You see people on Instagram doing their thing, but then when you see them in person, just amazing. She has 2 beautiful kids. So shout out to Janae Jackson. Proud of her, doing her thing, living her best life out here, just inspiring people in her own unique way. So touchdown safely, as you can see. So now I'm about to meet whoever I need to meet so we can get on the shuttle. As you can see, I made it to my hotel in Chicago City. It was a little hard for me to pronounce. I actually had to practice that a couple times. But yeah, it's very different out here. It's really country, really rural, a lot of spaced out areas. We saw a lot of cows, saw a lot of horses and ranches just driving down. You could see the environment is just a lot different from Atlanta and New York City. But the people here are just sweet, they're friendly, and very interactive. Even our driver, I forgot his name, but a great guy, elderly individual, but he was just telling us all the facts about Minnesota and Minneapolis, and just learning about his life experience and how long he's been here. He said he's lived here probably about 72 years, so 8 years of his life. Out of his life, he's lived somewhere else. So he's really familiar with the culture in the area here. So I'm really excited though, SIMS program, Betty Hazelden Ford program, the SIMS Institute. I'm really appreciative of this opportunity, having me fly out from Atlanta, getting an opportunity to get to know addiction psychiatry and meet medical students. I met some students. I met a student from PCOM. I met a student from Cornell, and I met a third-year student who goes to UT Austin. So it's just wonderful, like the impact that has, just reaching out to people and getting to know people from different backgrounds and different environments, and us discussing our futures together. It's so enlightening and it's refreshing, something that you don't typically experience on a day-to-day basis. And so far, everyone has been a terrific individual to interact with. So I'm looking really forward to seeing the other students that are coming. We have somebody here from Buffalo. We have, I believe, someone from Tel Aviv University, which I didn't know they take international people, but that's even dope. That's like a whole other culture that we're talking about here. So yeah, Chicago City, it's about 40 minutes away from the airport in Minneapolis and St. Paul's, the Twin Cities. So yeah, and there's no Uber out here. So what are we gonna do? We shall see. On the promenade. About to get something to eat real quick. Get these steps as always. But you see, it's not really much here to do, but it's okay. Just taking advantage with several students. Get to bond a little bit and get to know. So, I'm excited. Moving forward. So it should be fun.
Wait, fitness.
Anytime Fitness. We headed to Anytime Fitness because we do anytime, anywhere, however we feel. Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm making it. Whew. Getting these gains. Man, day one of psychiatry internship here, addiction psychiatry, to be specific, has been amazing. I love it, love it, love it. You know, today we learned so much more about what addiction entails, and as I said earlier, there's much more to it than we can fathom. You know, there's environmental, genetics, biochemical, physiological factors that influence the fact that people can acquire addictions for particular substances, and it's a wide range of spectrums that people become accustomed to dealing with when as it pertains to drugs. We mistake the fact that addiction is pervasive in many instances, and it's not even just drugs. It can be something as harmless as having addiction to cleaning. You know, I mean, these things are very apparent, but not so apparent in many times. But I mean, I'm just really fascinated with the science behind it, the mechanism of how dopamine influences the reward system and influences our desires and cravings to acquire a particular drug and develop addiction over time. And it's just that crosstalk between neurology on one end and then psych on the other. So, you know, I met an addiction psychiatrist today, a PhD, who teaches at the graduate studies, Hazelden, Betty Ford. So I'm so appreciative. Like, I can't even say how grateful I am for the SIMS program, and even in just one day, I felt like I've learned so much more than I could have imagined, honestly. Just getting a real understanding of addiction. I mean, I look forward to tomorrow. I mean, we're gonna literally sit with these patients and hear their stories. I mean, this is like heart-wrenching when you hear how people are in many instances very affluent, very successful, and you hear how drugs can overtake their life and cause a downward spiral in many instances, causes them to be distanced from their family, distanced from their community, distanced from their colleagues in many instances, and they're shunned for one reason or another. And I think, and as it was mentioned today, no one is better than no one else. We all face our problems in life, and we have to acknowledge that in each other and support and encourage each other when we're down and we're, you know, experiencing specific challenges. And I feel like, you know, especially here in our society today, isolation is way more emphasized than collaboration. And I think we can change that dynamic, that discussion, and from an early age on, develop the habits that are important for a child to say, yes, I love helping people. I love feeling that positive, that optimistic feeling when others are grateful for me being involved with them and helping them through particular problems, and being on the receiving end of that as well. I think many problems can be avoided just by that sheer effort alone and changing that dynamic. You know, we establish these habits early on as a child, and it's hard once you have a habit, and typically it's there forever. So yeah, I'm really excited. Who trying to go farming? See all these vegetables? I just always thought it's just remarkable to know how difficult farming and agriculture is. The people that spend their time harvesting all these crops. Yeah, I'm out of breath. But yeah, just exploring like life out here is just so different. So much open space and land. As you see, you know what? I'm so proud of Chisago City. They have a lot of bike lanes. So you see a lot of families biking around. So I had to just join the wave, you know, way lost. So it's been quite incredible just being out here, experiencing the air, just hitting my bones, my skin, my musculature, and getting a feel for nature as always. So actually, the dude that I'm riding with is all the way ahead of me. He's way ahead of me. But it's all good. He was way more in shape than me, so trying to get there. He does some UFC joint and all that. So yeah, riding leisurely down the lane, having a good time. Day one, it's been just amazing, you know, and getting the opportunity to hit the bike trail. Man, my legs is burning. Oh, almost fell. Woo, woo, woo. But my legs is burning. I think I was biking for like an hour and a half today, you know, around Chicago City. And, you know, I got to head down to the lake, as you saw, and it was just the views, man, the light. Oh, it was just amazing, the scenery, you know. But these bugs got me. I was like riding like, get off, get off, get off, get off. But yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable time, just getting a feel for the environment and whatnot, and then just getting to know the rest of the students in the program. I mean, there's a lot of amazing students here. We have a student who's from China, who's at Vanderbilt School of Medicine. We have students that are just phenomenal in what they do, and it's just inspiring to know that and be on the receiving end of what their experiences are like as medical students. And it's so different from school to school, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm in a room full of essentially future physicians, future providers that are going to take care of patients and hopefully impact their world in their own idiosyncratic way. So yeah, I am very excited. As you can see, the smile, you know, Colgate smile. So it's day 2 in the addiction psychiatry internship, the SIMS program, the Hazelden, Betty Ford. I know all the names now. I got it held down, baby. But day 2 was very interesting. We had the opportunity to sit in live-in therapy sessions with the people that have been actually suffering from addictions, and particularly alcohol addictions. Probably I would say 90 to 95% of the people in the therapy sessions have some form of dysfunction related to alcohol, and it was just really riveting and very visceral, that understanding that alcoholism is a disease. It's a true disease. An addiction in itself is a disease, and it manifests itself in so many different ways. And people deal with their stress, the struggles in their daily lives very differently, and you can see how it just emotionally impacted them, and specifically their family members, their wives, their spouses, their children, their colleagues. I mean, the stories that I've heard, they've really resonated with me emotionally, and just thinking about it, just being in the field of psychiatry and addiction itself, I can imagine it can take a toll on the healthcare professionals that are dealing with it, because to a certain extent there's only so much you can do as a person, and you just hear these stories and your heart is just broken, and you know, leaves you at a loss for words. But also on the other hand, they were so welcoming, and I appreciate that. They made me feel at home, and it was amazing the amount of camaraderie and brotherhood that I experienced being there. You know, one of the individuals that led us around, me and my fellow colleague here in the program, was just telling us he had only been there for 3 or 4 days, and he felt like a brotherhood. He felt connected to each and every one of the individuals who were in his unit. And so, you know, he even revealed that he had cried some certain time just hearing other people's stories. And it's so amazing how experiences can connect people and bond them. You have people from the ages of 20 all the way up to 50, 60, 70 years old bonding based off of their interpretation and experience dealing with addiction. And so I just found that incredibly humbling and amazing. And they even have their own little chant and their little saying, and sometimes some of them even have nicknames for each other. So it's like it's really just incredibly satisfying, and gives me such privilege to get to know these people on a one-to-one basis, on a personal level, and also get to know them as a group collectively. So yeah, today, hands down, was just a great day. Just seeing the different perspective as opposed to being in a lecture-based experience yesterday. Today was like you're actually in it, sitting down, going through the program, going through the therapy sessions. We also even had the opportunity to even interact with a dog. They have a therapy dog on site, and so of course the patients were, interacting with the dog, as well as revealing some of the problems that they dealt with addiction. We talked about resentment. We talked about personal issues within family structures, how families have distanced themselves from individuals who are suffering from addiction, and as well as another topic was enabling, having people in an environment that enables you. I know one guy brought up a particular situation where someone called him and was like, yo, when you come back, we're gonna get some drinks. And I mean, you can just imagine, the people you surround yourself by, the people that you may call your friends aren't necessarily your friends. They don't have the best vision or the best insight for you. So you have to be careful with who you surround yourself with. And that was really an eye-opening experience, just seeing that and just seeing how disastrous at points this addiction can be. And it's difficult to interpret that as a family member supporting someone who's suffering from addiction. Okay, we are at a sculpture garden in Minnesota. I'm not sure the name, but it is a gorgeous place here. You see all this beautiful piece of artwork, and we had the opportunity to just get out of the facility and explore what Minnesota has to offer. The fresh plants. You see them blooming in the air. You see the plants here. Smell the... Nah, I'm not gonna go over there and smell it. I'm not trying to get bit, but it is a beautiful place. And they even have people working here on staff building these structures like the one behind me. And they actually live on site, which is amazing. I hope they take showers though, but that's not my business. But yeah, I'm really enjoying myself here. Next stop, we're gonna get, I guess, root beer floats. And it's pretty hot. You think about Minneapolis and Minnesota, you usually don't think that it's hot, but think about blizzards. I mean, it's humid. It's just as humid here as in Atlanta. Hotter here than in New York City. It's crazy. And these bugs is biting me up. But it's okay. Sacrifice of enjoying nature and the world and what it has to offer. You got to take advantage of it. So, strolling by, strolling. So it's day 3 on the addiction psychiatry internship with the SIMS program and Hazelden Betty Ford Institute. And today was, quite insightful again. Had the opportunity to sit in therapy sessions with the clients, as they call them, or patients today again, and form a stronger camaraderie with them. You see, these individuals are incredible. The fact that they're able to be so vulnerable and receptive and truthful with the challenges they face within the field of addiction. And I think it's quite a testament to their resilience. And many of them have gone through treatments multiple times, and so it says a lot about their character, their ability to recognize that they're having a problem, and their ability to understand that they're humans after all. We all deal with challenges, and as I mentioned, it's just a matter of understanding how those challenges reinforce the humanity in us, reinforce the fact that we make mistakes, that we are individuals that are liable to take the wrong action or misstep, and no one's infallible. I'm sorry, no one on this earth. And so the lesson I've taken from that is, you don't take people for face value. You get to know them as individuals. And it was just, again, so touching to see that. Today one guy was talking about his wife and the uncertainty of moving forward, and he has a job that's actually induced the alcoholism that he's faced. and his wife has pleaded for him to, you know, quit the job, and he has another job lined up for him. You know, his CV is terrific, but he's uncertain of the future. He's fearful of the unknown. And of course, just know that, you know, it's right to be fearful of the unknown. And it's okay, because the future is never granted to us in totality. You know, but we have to take a step. We have to take initiative. We have to be proactive if we want to experience the world the way we perceive of it. So I think it's utterly important, the lessons that I had today, to take them moving forward, and know that, you know, there's uncertainty in my future. You know, as a physician, nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed with the step exam. Nothing's guaranteed with your grades. Nothing's guaranteed with residency. But what is guaranteed is that I am confident with every step that I make, every move that I make, and I have faith. Faith was another instant thought that was created and discussed today in our therapy session, because many of them lack faith, because they've dealt with this for so long, so many years. They've dealt with their addiction, with alcoholism, and they've lost their faith. They've lost their way. They've lost their spirituality and their connection with the higher being to kind of challenge them and acknowledge that there is something worth living, and it's a mind over matter. If you have the mind and intention to be the person you want to be, you can be it, and undoubtedly. So yeah, today was great, and now we are at the Interstate Park, Taylor Falls in Minnesota. So it's been great. You know, I got to see like the little waterfalls. I was scared. I was about to jump in there, you know, get in my swimming. But you see some of my fellow students coming back on the side right there. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. You know, it's hot. It's hot. Oof. I need to take a shower, and these bugs been biting me all day. But at Winehaven Winery, I'm enjoying just the delightful collection of wines. This is my third wine that I'm enjoying. Cheers. Bam. It's very sweet. The name of it is Cranberry Specialty Wine. Cranberry is very good for you, actually. Especially if you have UTIs, you know. That's a med school. What's good?
Everything. Life's good.
He said life's good. Cheers. Shout him out.
Yo,
Where you from?
Toronto, Ontario.
Nice.
All the way in Canada.
Nice.
My favorite state.
Home sweet home.
Home sweet home.
Now you gotta sing the Canadian. That is pitiful.
Oh, Canada. What comes after?
Look at the vocals.
Our home and native land.
Da, 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 da. But yeah, it's a great experience with the students in the SIMS program. It's our last day here in Chisago City. I've had a great opportunity to explore the landscape and the culture a little bit. And there's a lot more than I thought would be here to do. You know, going from the Franconia Sculpture Park to the lakes. I mean, it's great up here, especially since the summer. Now, I don't know about winter time though. I don't know if I would come back here in the winter. But it's definitely a beautiful place to be and enjoy scenery, as always, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to drink responsibly. I'm not driving, so I'm not worried about that. Actually, we're gonna walk back. But yeah, huge collection of wines here. You can see, endless. So if you're in the area, you know, come shout out this spot, check it out. They're not paying me for this, but you know, I'm just putting them on real quick. But yeah, today was a very special day, very little emotional, but we'll get into that soon, shortly. It's a little noisy here, so yeah. So, you know, headed out back to Atlanta. You know, it was a pleasure being out here and experiencing the SIMS program. and getting a real insight into what addiction psychiatry is. The last 2 days have been very enlightening, and just getting closer to the group of guys, the unit that I was in, was just fantastic. Just the camaraderie and the emotions they displayed effortlessly. And even within a matter of a couple days, you know, people got accustomed to each other. You would have new people coming in, and immediately the foundations of brotherhood were laid. And so I thought that was just an incredible thing to see, especially in today's society where masculinity is such, you know, pervasive concept. You know, you internalize a lot of your emotions, your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings as a man, or at least that's what we're told to do. But in this instance, it was like each individual was very vulnerable and very visceral with how they felt. You know, and so many times, you know, they would just ask each other for help. You know, I mean, I remember one instance where one guy was dealing with the fear of going back into society and his environment because his alcoholism had overtaken him. Something as simple as being in this same airport that I'm in right now. I'm right next to a bar. He would just, that instinct, that desire to drink would just overcome him. And that is a thought that really, I guess, affected him. And another man was like, my brother, I got you. You got this. I have faith in you. I have confidence that you will move through this challenge. And so that's so important. The concept of brotherhood. And I'm gonna take that back with me. You know, I can't even say it anymore. I need to say it. And I do appreciate all the other medical students that were in the program too. So shout out to all of y'all, from med students from Canada, from PCOM, from Nebraska, Connecticut. I mean, I made it also very memorable, and I'll definitely take that along with me, you know, as I move forward. And it'll be interesting to see where everybody heads to as they move through the medical school curriculum. You know, we have 4th years, 3rd years, 2nd years, 1st year medical students on this short journey for a week. But yeah, and yesterday we even had a session where everybody just sat down and we told our stories of, you know, our encounters on the units with the different patients and the different counselors. And some people were emotional, so it was, you could tell it was, people felt it. You know? Like I said, I'm definitely doing a podcast episode on this, on addiction, because it's definitely a topic that we just certainly avoid. And yeah, people have to be enlightened, truly, and understand that the brain influences us in so many ways, shapes, or form. Yeah. So yeah, I'm out here and just chilling, you know, early morning flight. Left the hotel like 6 a.m. Had like 3 hours of sleep. Couldn't sleep because I'm just ready to go back to Atlanta. Start first week of 2nd year med school in 2 days. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be a very tough year. So, you know, send prayers for your boy. I need this. So about like 2 hours I'll be heading out. I'm tired of not sitting in a window seat. You know, they gave me 23C, so I'm kind of tight. I like to look at the window when I'm flying up. So they did me dirty. When I was coming in, no window seat. I prayed I get a window seat sometime in my life soon. It's been a little while. Even when I went to LA, when I went back to New York, I didn't even get no window seat. So next time I fly out, you know, pray to the Lord that he hooks me up with that window seat. Cause you know it's good footage for the vlog, man. You know. So yeah. You can see I'm home. So actually we just finished our first day, but you know, I'm gonna do another video on that in the future. First week of 2nd year med school just started today. I should be studying now. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you everybody for checking out my video. Please check on the link below. Hit that subscribe button. Check my channel out. The next video I'm gonna be putting out is about 5 tips on how to conquer medical school. So be on the lookout for that. Ooh, you seeing that? Ooh, niggas getting an extra okay. I like this shirt though. What y'all think? But But yeah, so I'm back, you know, about to cram it out for second year. It's gonna be definitely a tough year. But like I said, I'm appreciative of your support. And you know, if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. How can I get better? You know, it's all on y'all. Holla at me.